Well, I injured myself in 82 and I just started driving.
We all want the best parking spot, but want and need are two different things.
I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm just asking for equal treatment.
David Allgood is paralyzed from the chest down.
This has got to be one of the more challenging, if not one of the worst places for people who park in the striped access aisle, which I need to have.
Striped lines in the disabled parking spaces are meant for wheelchair ramps. Seems a lot of people don't get that.
At least every other time I come in here, someone's going to park.
Look, there's one.
Going to park and see how they're hanging over the striped line there.
Why would they do that?
I do not know.
We've come up with a pretty good guess. There's just too many of these days. Placards giving permission to park here. Problem is, the math doesn't add up.
There's a pretty compelling case that the problem is real and that it's out of control and that we need to do something about it.
Kentucky Vehicle Regulation Commissioner John Mark Hack showed us some concerning numbers. In 2008, there were about 32,000 disabled placards issued in the state. That was the last year there was a fee for the placards, $8 for the first and $4 more for the second. The next year, following a lawsuit, the fee was completely dropped, and a person could get 2 placards for no cost. And that very next year, 2009, there were more than 205,000 placards given out. It's increased from there. In 2016, we're sitting at close to 300,000 placards handed out.
We clearly have a number of people who are taking advantage of the program and using disabled parking placards when they're not in fact disabled.
If you think this doesn't affect you, you're wrong. In 2008, the last year of the old system when there was a fee attached to the placards, the state paid about $11,000 in material costs. Last year, the state paid almost $103,000. That's money coming out of your pocket.
This is spiraling out of control.
To understand better why this could be happening, you have to look at the process. To get a disabled placard in Kentucky, you can bring a doctor's note to the county clerk, or the county clerk can attest to the disability and simply hand one over. Of the 120 county clerks, 15 counties had the county clerk handing out the placards without a doctor's note more than 50% of the time.
Do you think that the county clerks are using this for political gain?
You would have to ask them about exactly why. A relatively small portion of them are issuing too many placards by attesting to a disability rather than requiring doctor's documentation.
Here's the big picture. The darker the green, the more placards handed out by clerks. For instance, in Fayette County, the number is low, around 3%. Head down to Boyle County, and it's drastically higher.
64% and 35 came from a doctor's note. Mm-hmm. Why would that be?
Why would we have that many? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not sure. I mean, without researching it and looking into some other statistics, I couldn't say for sure.
County Clerk Trilly Bottom says she and her staff always look for a physical sign of a disability. If they can't see it, they have the customer go get a doctor's note.
You're an elected official. You want to make the people in your community happy.
Right.
So if you can give them a parking placard if they are having a rough time, it seems like you're going to do that.
Yes, we will. We will try to help them, as long as they qualify according to this form.
She blames the high number of clerk attestments on the number of rehab facilities in Boyle County. She says people from other counties can also come to any county clerk's office to get a disabled placard. She is shocked, though, that she hands out that many.
So if they need it, I want to try to help them receive it.
It's true, no one disability can compare to another. However, some are more dependent than others. The man you met driving the van also is driving the fight.
I think that this is preventing people with disabilities true access to the community like everyone else has. And I personally experience this every day.
David Allgood, along with the Center for Accessible Living, has pushed legislation to up the price of the second placard to $10, hoping to cut down on possible posers. But the bill stalled out in 2017. We've learned it was the county clerks that put the brakes on the bill.
The vast majority of them are doing it the right way, but some of them are probably using the authority vested in them too frequently to visually attest to a person's disability.
Until then, Allgood will continue watching the lines. Not because he wants to, but because he has to.
My gut tells me that some people might be gaming the system.